What is up, guys? My name is Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog. Before I get into what this vlog is actually about, I got to give a shout out to someone. So, you guys, I get really excited when I see these messages come in. Some of them are good messages. Most of them, I would say 95% of them are good messages. Some of them are hater messages. I get it. I'm going to get those. But I appreciate the messages coming in on Facebook and Instagram. And I got to give a shout out to someone. The other day, I got a message from a lady who had her husband had a heart attack. And he's had some complications, and she said that he's been helping pass time at the hospital by watching my videos, and he really enjoys my videos. Mr. Juan Alvarez, hope you get better, bud. Thanks for watching my videos. I'm glad I can help that time pass better. And I just want to give you a shout out to get well soon, bud. So get well soon. So on to what this video is all about. Yeah, I have 13 Traxxas Revos. So I know that sounds crazy, but there's actually a sentimental connection with Traxxas Revos with me. So when I was really young, the first hobby shop I ever walked into was with my dad. It was right after I got out of the dentist. You know how whenever your parents, you get out of the dentist, they usually take you to ice cream or whatever. I saw this hobby shop. I was like, hey, Dad, let's go in there. We walked in there, and obviously I was just blown away by the RC cars. At that time, I saw a nitro car, something that ran off of gas. And during that time, I had an RC car that ran off of AA batteries that would last maybe 5 minutes, and it cost $20 for the batteries. So the fact that you could get these RC cars that would run off gas and you just keep putting gas in them and run them, it was just super intriguing to me. I was just completely blown away. And I saw a Traxxas T-Max, and I was like, wow, that thing is amazing. And at that time, the Traxxas Revo had just released, or at least to me, I think it just released around that time. I don't remember what time that was. It was a long time ago. But the Traxxas Revo just released. They had a Traxxas Revo on display, and the guy that worked at the hobby shop was showing me how the shocks being on top was like cutting edge. It handles much better. It's a much better truck than the T-Max, way more durable. And I was just completely blown away. But I knew that there was no way my dad was going to be able to afford, or he definitely could have afforded it, but there's no way he was going to buy me a Traxxas Revo at that time. So it was just a pipe dream. There was no way I was getting it. So when I got to a situation where I could actually afford RC cars, I wanted a Revo. It was something that I've always wanted. It was burnt to my head that this was just this cutting edge, awesome monster truck. So that's why I'm just so intrigued by Revos. So I actually have 13 of them, and I have a rhyme and a reason for all of them that I have. The ones that you don't see back here, I actually have two brand new Traxxas Revo Platinums in the attic. How I ended up getting those is at one time I wanted to buy a Traxxas Revo, and I found this hobby shop. I don't remember where the hobby shop was, but it was far away. They had 3 Traxxas Revo Platinums, and they were selling them for, I think I bought them for $460 each. Which, Revo Platinums are not cheap. Basically what a Revo Platinum is, it's a Traxxas Nitro Revo with all the hop-ups on it. I found this place for $406. I bought one of them, and I was like, wow, this thing is amazing. It's actually, I wanted to make sure it was a legit place. And then I got carried away, and I bought the other 2. At that time, I didn't have really the means to buy 2 more, so I kind of had to do a little bit of sneaking around and kind of hiding these things. So I have 2 brand new Revo Platinums in the attic. And then I have the brand new Revo 2.0 that's sitting in the podcast room. Don't drive those. So I have those 3. I have... Actually, I'll go and show you guys. All right, so I'm kind of blocking the light here. So I have the 3 upstairs. This is 4. That's the, actually, that's not 4. I have a mini e-Revo. I'm counting those. A mini Evo right there. That's 4. I have another mini e-Revo in that little red bag. That's like I used to, whenever I would travel, like do road trips, I would take that with me. Just stop at rest areas and drive it. So that's 5. That's the 5th one. Here's 6. This is what is this? Oh, that's a brushless e-Revo. So the reason why I bought that brushless e-Revo, that's when brushless e-Revos were like $750. Like, that was the cheapest you could find them. I saw a guy, he was selling it. He bought it, drove it one time on the track thinking he could race it. It was like brand new. I bought it for $450. I knew the electronics alone were worth $450. Probably not $450, but the electronics alone were worth $300, so I ended up buying it. So I bought that thing. Haven't really drove it. It's like in pristine condition. This car right here, this Revo, that was 6. This is 7. This Revo was actually one of the first, like this Revo was one of my first projects that I've ever built. I bought this Revo at a swap meet and I bought it super cheap. I think I bought it for like 80 bucks. It had a lot of hop-ups on it. I ended up rebuilding all the way and I love this Revo. It's got the Summit tires on it. It's got the Revo body that looks like the stock Revo body, but it's actually not. They didn't make that Revo body in yellow, so that's a really, really cool car. Fully rebuilt. It's like brand new still. This is a Revo Platinum. This is probably one of the first Revo Platinums. This was the first Revo Platinum I owned. This is one I actually drove. I did something really stupid and drove it on the beach with, yeah, you know, don't drive RC cars on the beach. It makes everything rust because of salt water. I ended up having to rebuild that one. I replaced all the screws that were rusted and everything in it. So that, I think that's 8, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8. Here is 9. This is another Revo Platinum I have. I actually bought this Revo Platinum secondhand. A guy was getting rid of all his RC stuff. I saw this Revo Platinum. It's in good condition. I would say it's in great condition. It's not perfect condition. That's another Revo Platinum. Yep, really like those. So one thing you can notice about Revo Platinums, first off, the chassis is that silver chassis, and then actually this one doesn't have it, but the Revo Platinums have sway bars. I think they took the sway bars off of that one. You can kind of see the sway bars in there a little bit. So that's 9. And then I have all these guys here. These are my 3 Revos. This is the Revo that I bought recently. I bought this one and this one for $100, which that was a killer deal. Can't wait to rebuild this. This was the first like full-blown RTR. When I say RTR, because I was only buying Revo Platinums at that time. Revo 3.3 kit. This one came with the green body. I always thought the green Revo was just awesome. This has been my basher car. So that's 12 Revos. So the 13th Revo. I knew I had to rebuild these Revos, right? I knew I needed a remote. So the other day I went online to look for some Traxxas TQ remotes. And I came across another Revo. I came across another Revo. And the guy that was selling it said, like new, he said he burnt up the clutch after break-in. And I was like, burnt up the clutch after break-in? That doesn't sound right. He said that he didn't even have like, I think he said he had like 3 or 4 tanks or something like that. I mean, I guess break-in, I think it's 5 tanks. He had 5 tanks on it. He said right after break-in, he blew the clutch. He didn't know what to do with it, and it's just been sitting in his house. He had pictures of it. It looked freaking brand new. So I was like, okay. He wanted $150 for this thing. No one touched it. It's been on there for 10 days. Or not 10 days, 2 days. I'm thinking the burnt up clutch thing scared everybody. But I started looking closer. I was like, man, this thing is like new. And if it's truly a burnt up clutch, I can replace that. I got plenty of clutches here. That's not a big deal. But it still didn't seem right. I had a suspicion I knew what it was. So I ended up calling the dude. He wanted $150 for it. I offered him $120. I need the remote anyways. He said, yeah, I'll take $120. That's cool. Super cool guy. The caveat is he didn't have the starter. Like, he had half the starting wand, which I don't care about the starting wand. And he actually had the wrong remote. So I could, like, he sent me a picture of the remote. It wasn't the remote that was supposed to come with it. The remote, this is the remote that he said was it. This is not a Revo remote. A Revo remote will have a 3rd channel right here for the reverse. And it will have 2 knobs here, and it will be Bluetooth ready. This was not a Revo remote. So we didn't have the remote, which sucks, but for $120, seeing this Revo look brand new, and he was gonna, I'm not gonna forget that part. Anyways, let me show you the car. The car is freaking amazing. So here is Revo 13. Guys, this thing is seriously like new. Look at this. First off, look at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, it's impeccable. Top, I mean, it is like new. So when I picked it up from the dude, he was like, yeah, I burnt up the clutch, and he pointed at this, which this is the brake disc. He says, yeah, it looks all burnt up, see? And I was like, yeah, I'll fix I'll fix that. Anyways, my suspicion is that it was a slipper clutch and it just came loose. Sure enough, it was a slipper clutch. I can actually spin the spur gear on the slipper clutch. The slipper clutch nut is just loose. I'm sure if I tighten this back up, it's gonna be perfectly fine. So I've got this like new Revo. Even the body is, you could tell he didn't even flip over with this body. I got this like new Revo for 120 bucks. So this is Revo number 13. I didn't need this Revo. I saw it. Honestly, I'm not selling this one. I'm not gonna rebuild this one. This one's mine. I've wanted a cool, another Revo 3.3 Basher Revo, so this is gonna be perfect for me. I'm excited about this. So that, my friends, oh, I'm gonna put it over here. That, my friends, is how I ended up with 13 Traxxas Revos. So yeah, I got to get to working on these. I've had a long week at work. I'm not going to record all the progress I'm doing these. I'll tell you what I'm doing on them. You'll see some time lapse to this, but I'm going to start breaking these down. I want to get this guy right here. I want to get it cleaned up and running before the end of the weekend. I think I can do it. Part of the reason, I know I said I was going to do the 4Tech build. The reason why I'm doing these right now is I got to break them down and figure out all the parts I need. I know I have all the parts I need for the 4Techs. I need to figure out what all parts I need for these Revos. That way I can get them on order and then build them whenever they get here. But I think with the Revos that I have right here, I'll have enough to at least get one of them running. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, smash that like button, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and you guys will see me next time. Later, guys.